In this video, we will cover the next types of the parameters that is known as a keyword parameter. What does it mean? A keyword formal parameter starts with the letter and that is like ampersand keyword. Okay, this is the basic mechanism of using the keyword parameter. Either with this string or we can write the ampersand op string means operator keyword, or we can write like ampersand register, or we can simply write cc depending on the microprocessor you are using. It is defining operand field of a macro name. Operand field is nothing but the parameter passing place. Okay, a keyword formal parameter ends with double equal to means equal to sign depending on the microprocessor. Means what? This ends with this sign depends on the microprocessor you are using. It is defined in the operand field of a macro name. Where it is used? It is used in the operand field. The formal keyword parameter may or may not have default value. The formal keyword parameter may or may not have default value. What is the default value? Default value is such a value, for example, ampersand a equals to sum. This is the value specified for this keyword. When you are using this keyword again, for example, add ampersand a sum, and when you are calling the add and you are using it like instead of sum you are using the calculate some another value, it will be accepted by this a. But when user forgot to type the value of the parameter here, keyword parameter, then when there is no any value present, this value will be defaultly added into the system or taken as a input. So the mechanism is known as a default value. And again, this depends on the type of a microprocessor you are using. The actual parameters of macro call on macro using keyword parameter is simply ordinary string if they are used as a positional parameters. And to get the clear idea about this topic, we will take one example and try to analyze this topic from that example point of view. So what is the example? For example, we are writing one macro, that is the macro. This is the syntax of the macro program. Then there is a function known as a function and it is having the different keyword parameters, and that are what? Ampersand p, q, r, s, and ampersand operand having the value add. Okay, so when it is specified like equal to add, it is having the default value. Now for example, you are calculating the procedures like move register a register ampersand p. You are shifting the value of a to the p to the register a, and then you are specified here ampersand operand equals to add. Here this default value is specified in this mechanism like, for example, you are using op. As you all know that when keyword is present there, then and it is having some value, it will be expanded. What it does, it will be expanded at the time of a function call. Okay, when there is op at the calculation, this value is placed, and add is having a special meaning in the microprocessor or the assembly programming, that is it have to add the two values. So op is replaced by the add, and here you are doing the procedures like a register ampersand q, again you are adding the another value to it, that is A register ampersand R, and you have finished the addition of the three numbers. Now you have to simply move this addition to the another variable, that is ampersand s, then it is a macro m. Now this is a simple macro giving us the demonstration of how to use the keyword parameters and how to use the default value like such situation. You can change this mechanism like when you have to write the subtraction, multiplication, division. In that case also you can use the operator equals to and add, multiply, divide, subtract, and so on. Now it's a time to call the macro. How to call the macro? It's simply that, for example, you are having the function known as a function, okay? Then you can call it like function, and you have to pass the actual parameters. Means these are the formal parameters, and at the time of a call you are passing the actual parameters. So a function having the values like a, b, c, d will be mapped with these parameters. Means a will be here, b will be here, c will be here, and d will be here. And suppose you can again give the call like function e, f, g, h, and passing the subtraction. Then what does this actually perform? As you have by default specified the value as an add, and here you have not given any value, then this add will be automatically placed here and the addition will perform. But when you are specifying it with the help of your parameter list, then that value will be compulsorily placed here, and that is a subtract. So here in this you are subtracting the value. Means after saying towards this problem very clearly, you can compare it with the template function of the C++. Like template gives you the facility to only make a container type mechanism and have to pour many different types of data in it and get the output of your operation. Okay, this is all about how to use the keyword parameters in your programming. Okay, now keyword parameters is always used at the place of a mnemonic instructions or at the place of a operand 1. Okay, the keyword parameters are always used with the in the place of operand 1. Value of a keyword parameters are always the keywords. Values of the keyword parameters are always the keywords, means like add, subtract, a register, b register, less than, equal to, and which are the different facilities available with the assembly language programming. Now we will take the next part of a parameter, that is nothing but a label parameter. Okay, up till now we have covered the two types of the parameters, and that are nothing but the first was the positional parameters, second was the keyword parameters, and third is nothing but the label parameter. A label formal parameters always starts with this syntax like it has to write the ampersand and have to specify the label, means it is the string, and it also depends on the type of a macro processor. It is defined in the operand field of a macro name, likewise the keyword parameters. A label formal parameter ends with equal to sign and depending on the macro processor, it is defined in operand field of the macro name. Every label formal parameter should not have any default value. In the keyword parameter type, it was compulsory to write a default value. But in terms of label parameters, it is not compulsory to write any default value. The actual parameter of macro call on macro using the label parameter is simply the ordinary string if they are used as a positional parameters. For the label parameter study, we will take one example again, and that is, for example, it is a macro. It is having the function, and that is ampersand p q r s, and it is having a label, and it is always ends with this, but there is no need to specify any label in front of it. You can or cannot specify the value here, but you have to apply this label anywhere, and that is like ampersand label. Then you have to perform the procedure like move register a register p, then add a register ampersand q, then add a register ampersand r, and now you have to simply in the memory value of a register to ampersand s is answer of the addition, then macro end. Now how to call the macro or the function, that is, for example, you have specified the function by the name function, then you can specify like a b c d. These values will be mapped with the p q r s, and again you can give the call like a b c d, and you are specifying the label here, that is, for example, b b b. This label will be replaced with this, means this procedure will again continue and having the label associated with these parts. So it is all about the label parameters. There is one another mechanism, that is, you can change the positions of these parameters. Like after writing AB, you can take a label and then shift the C and D. This does not affect with the parameters, but it why? Because it actually maps the each and every parameter with its syntax. Okay. The label parameter is always used at the place of the label field, means they are used at a like this places, not at the operand fields. And the value of a label parameter should not be any keyword. So this is all about the different types of parameters used in the macro processors, and we have to use these different types of parameters efficiently in the different problem solving mechanisms. This will help us to improve the performance of our problems while using the macro processor. Thank you so much.